I was just miserable. I hated my job. I was drinking to the point of blacking out or passing out. I found out that my real mom had passed away. My stepmother was in the hospital. I'd literally just hated life all the way around. I didn't have the nerve to actually kill myself, but I was trying to drink myself to death. My name is Brenda Farmer. I am a recovering alcoholic and an addict. I come from a background with my father being an alcoholic. My dad would have parties, so I would go and sneak around and drink on everybody's beer. I guess at the age of 13, that was probably the first time I had got drunk. I smoked pot for the first time. And then when I was 18, I started dancing. Then that's when I got introduced to cocaine. It took over me. It was like once I started, I couldn't stop. And then I realized, well, I've got to find a way to take care of my addiction now because I couldn't stop it. So I started selling it, and I'll put it this way, I went away for some years. And then when I got out, I started drinking. And at first I was actually scared to even drink, because when I would drink and I would get drunk, I would do lines of cocaine. But then I had an accident where I burnt my hands. I felt really insecure about myself then, because here I had a burn on my hand. I had, skin taken off my leg to put on my hand. I just felt so down and out on myself. I was like, well, there's nothing else to do. I'll just drink. I ended up getting a DUI. It got to the point to where I didn't drink on the job, but if I didn't have a drink, I started going through withdrawals. So that was the first time that I reached out. I called the 1-800 number, and they're like, we'll get you help, we'll get you on a plane, and we'll get you to Florida. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, sounds like a plan. And I went into Flyland. The way that they treated me, they were just very sweet, kind, helpful. The food was amazing. They kept my room clean. Just everything about it just made me feel comfortable. I did the 4 days, and then I went into a PHP and I did 30 days. And I'm like, okay, well, this is the longest I've ever been sober. I'll go back home and see if I can handle it. Wasn't even 2 or 3 months later, I was back to the way I was. I called the 1-800 number and I said, I'm not going anywhere else but to Flyland. I know the people, they know me. I know the groups, I know the staff, I know how it is, and that's where I want to go. Of course, I was drunk when I came in, but did they judge me? No. They are happy to see people to even come back. I got a call that my mother was in the hospital. I was crying, I was ready to go, and they're like, Brenda, I don't think it's a good idea. You can't help your mother if you can't even help yourself. And that is so, so true. They let me make a call, and my mom said the same thing. She's like, stay there, get the help that you need. Their support, even in groups, Wendy, I went to Wendy's group, and she just sat there and she let me talk about how I felt. And now I have a year and a half sober. I got to hold my mother's hand on Christmas as she's slowly passing away, and I did it sober. I thank them so much for supporting me at that time, because if I would have left, there's no telling where I would be, to be honest. So you got to make that first step. You got to at least give it a try. If you don't get it the first time, always come back. Like, what else do you have to lose? All you have now is stuff to gain.